So good afternoon. We're so happy that you could join us today for our kindergarten celebration. So my name is Miss Farrell. I'm the principal here at Colebrook, and I'm very honored and excited to take a couple minutes to talk about our kindergartners and to recognize all the great work they have done this year, and especially this year. So before we get started, I would like to stand for the pledge, and I thought that our kindergartners could help to lead us through the Pledge of Allegiance. So we're gonna be relying on you guys, okay, friends? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. It's been a while since I've done the pledge. I forgot how it goes.
Thank you. Yes, so Ian just mentioned this, and I'm going to say it again. You can take your mask off outside. So friends, if you feel more comfortable without a mask on, you're welcome to take it off. And if you want to leave it on, you're welcome to leave it on too, okay? So thank you all for coming today. As I said, we're very excited to celebrate our soon-to-be first graders. And before we get started, I want to take a couple minutes to just recognize everyone that has had a hand in planning today and supporting us this school year. And that includes our Parent-Teacher Student Association, who's really done a lot for us this school year. And including today when we walked into the faculty lounge and saw some special presents for everyone. We just really appreciate everything that they do and all of their support, so thank you so much. I want to take a minute to recognize our custodial assistant, Mr. William Weiss, who does a lot every day to support Colebrook, especially during this school year, and did a lot to help us today with the beautiful setup that you see before you. I want to take a minute to recognize our school secretary, Crystal Meyer, who you all have gotten to know fairly well this year, and you'll continue to get to know her. She keeps us all moving in the right direction each day, and we're very thankful for that. And I want to take some time to recognize our phenomenal kindergarten teachers and teacher assistants. So Mrs. Semenya, Mrs. Wagner, Ms. Archibald, Mrs. Plukas, and Mrs. T-Boone. Thank you all for everything that you've done this year. Yes. They definitely deserve a round of applause. I also want to recognize all of you. I want to recognize, she's right behind you. I want to recognize all of you, family and friends, family, friends, parents, for everything you've done this year to support your child, to support us here at Colebrook. It's been a really challenging year for lots of reasons. The biggest one being that we're all existing in the middle of the pandemic, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of it too. And we're doing school, which is an amazing thing, and so thank you. We could not do it without your constant communication and your collaboration. So now, friends, I just want to take a couple minutes and talk to you a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So I have gotten to know all of you so well, and I'm so thankful for that. From the first time you walked into Colebrook and into these halls, and you might have been a little bit nervous, to today, where it's June and you're finishing up your first year at school and getting ready to be a first grader. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to see you again at Colebrook next year. So I want to take a little time to recognize all the learning that you did, because now I look at you and I see a lot of little mathematicians and readers, and I see some of our favorite Holbrook Kinder Scoops. Did you guys all receive scoops this year?
Yeah!
For all the great things that you were caught doing, like being kind to one another and working with one another? Yes. So I also want to recognize this kindergarten class has had an unusual year because they actually started in a different classroom. Do you remember that?
Yeah!
So they were in a different classroom, and we moved in the middle of the year, and they were so resilient and flexible. And so when I look back on this particular school year, I want to recognize the flexibility of these kindergartners, because they took every move like it was nothing. Like it was you guys were able to just flow with it, and you were learning in your first classroom, and you turned into great learners in your second classroom too. So the other thing I want to mention is not only did they switch classrooms, but we also switched learning models. So do you remember when you first started the school year, you only came to school 4 days a week? Some of you were only here 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah!
And on Wednesday, lots of you were learning from home, and now you're here 5 days a week. And we had some friends who started the year at 5 days, and now we're here with everyone for 5 days. So those are just a couple examples of how flexible this group is and how many changes that they went through. So friends, before I leave you, I want to give you a challenge. Are you up for a challenge?
Yeah!
I love it. You guys are so excited and ready to take on new challenges. So I'm going to start with a quote, and then I'm going to give you the challenge, okay? So I want you to listen closely to the quote. So Dr. Seuss said, the more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. So this summer, I'm going to give you a challenge, and it's a reading challenge. Are you guys up for this?
Yeah!
Okay. So, family, parents, friends, I'm going to need your support in this reading challenge, okay? So this summer, I want you to read to a family member. Does that sound good? Can you give me a thumbs up if that sounds good? You already did. Okay. I want you to do it again. Okay? So you're going to read to a family member. Now I want you to raise your hand. How many of you have a pet at home? Who has a pet at home? Okay. So some of you have pets, some of you don't. So for those of you who have pets, I want you to read to your pet. Okay? For those of you who don't have pets, I want you to pretend like you have a pet, and then I want you to read to your pretend pet. Does that sound good? I know, it's kind of confusing. Yeah, if you don't have a pet, I want you to pretend like you have a pet. It can be anything you want. It could be an ostrich or a flamingo. And then you can read to your pretend pet. Or a great white shark, yes, Porter. And if you do have a pet, then you're going to read to your real pet, okay? Now, those are two things that you're going to read to. Another thing, I'd like you to read to a stuffed animal. Does that sound good?
Yeah!
Everyone has a stuffed animal at home to read to?
Perfect. I can make it.
I guess if you all have lots of stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And I want you to read to one more thing. I want you to go outside, and I want you to read to a flower or to a tree.
What the? That's a new
So I want you to read to all of those things and people this summer. And parents, anytime you can catch your child reading, you can snap a picture and you can email it to me, and I will send a note back to our reading friends. Does that sound good? Do you guys want to hear from me this summer? Yes, yeah. Good. So I'm going to look forward to seeing pictures of you getting caught reading, okay? All right. So I want to end, or I want to close before I hand it over to your fabulous teachers. And I want to say one more time, congratulations. And I cannot wait to see you all as first graders. Okay. So Mrs. Semenya.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for being here with us today. Just a quick note about if you decide to take your child home with you after the ceremony, you may. We're going to have clipboard floating around for you to sign them out. We'll bring everybody back into the classroom to get their things and then bring your child out. Okay? So, thank you, and welcome to our kindergarten graduation. Today we celebrate your first full year at school. You now know your numbers and can count to 100. You can add, subtract, and break apart team numbers. You are mathematicians. Today, you can read your words, recognize your letters, make your sounds, and identify sight words. You are readers and writers. We've explored scientific concepts and studied the world around us. You are scientists and social advocates. This year, you also navigated school with so many unknowns and so many changes. We counted the other day. You've had about 9 different classroom teachers in addition to myself, Mrs. Archibald, and Mrs. Webb. That's a lot. You are the most flexible group of kindergarteners and the strongest group of kindergarteners we have ever taught. We are so unbelievably proud of you and so thrilled to be celebrating you all in person. So, without further ado, kindergarteners, we'd like to present each of you with your certificate of completion. Parents, if you don't mind, please hold your applause to the end. And we're going to use our big teacher voices for this.
Starting with Eli Adams. Annabelle Roy. Noah Amos. It's a lot. It's okay. Ian Putney. Maddie Walker. Avery Palma. Joshua Tuck. Malia Palazzo. Vincenzo Sutera. Madison Johnson. Jonas Stone. Dylan Duncan. Porter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give our kindergartners a nice round of applause.
Woo! Oh, somebody cabin.
All right, parents, we have a beautiful photo booth if you would like to take some pictures over there, as well as in the arch. And boys and girls, you may find your hands. Parents, before we close, I just wanted to take a second to recognize our service providers. Some of them were able to